So how could someone know when the stock market is about to pull back? What's going on, team? It's Ricky with TechBot Solutions. Today is July 3rd, and observance due to Independence Day. The stock market is closed, but the futures market is still open. And one of the things that I wanted to at least share and talk about today is, although a lot of us can't trade because the overall stock market is closed, we can better prepare for Monday. And one of the things that we need to get super clear is that no one ever knows exactly what is going to happen. But like we've said before, patterns tend to repeat themselves, but they don't always have to. And as of right now, I think we've all been able to notice, right? The market, since the overall bottom of this pandemic, this is /NQ, which is the NASDAQ future, right? One of the major markets when it comes down to the overall stock market. And as we can see, after it hit overall lows, it's been on this very steady climb, making higher highs and higher lows. And what that means is every time that it pushes up and then it pulls back and it pushes up again, it makes new highs in comparison to previous highs. And when it pulls back, it still makes higher lows. So that's this overall ascending uptrend pattern. And one of the things that I want to cover today is obvious indication that right now the market is a little bit more on the overbought side. I do want to remind you, no one ever knows what is actually going to happen. There could be some form of fundamental news, and of course fundamentals always trump technicals, right? But it doesn't mean you cannot perform a very simple and quick technical analysis to have a better understanding of when things are overbought, oversold, overbought, oversold. And as of right now, as we hit 180-day highs on /NQ, looking at the MACD, looking at the RSI, and just looking at previous highs based off of how this thing has been trading. And again, I want you to make the observation: highs, lows, highs, lows, highs, lows, highs, lows, highs, lows, and highs. Doesn't mean that it can't continue to uptrend. Of course not. Anything can happen. News can be shared that can act as a positive catalyst for the market. But I think, at least for my intention, is although we might not know exactly what is going to happen, especially during this 3-day weekend, we can better prepare by understanding current market conditions. And as of right now, we're overbought, we're overextended, and we're due for a pullback, just like we saw last week. A pullback does not mean the market is crashing. It just means that, again, based off of how something uptrends, it has this consistent uptrend pattern where it pulls back from time to time. And like we've experienced last time, it pulled back to the SMA line, which can present a great opportunity. So if you are someone that is then going to be affected by the market pulling back, and you are now aware that, hey, we're a little bit more overbought, we might pull back, maybe locking in profits if that is something that you see value in wouldn't be the worst idea. Obviously, if you're a long-term investor and these pullbacks are something that you just want to ride through, all power to you, right? But I just want to make sure that I do my part in making it super clear when the market is overbought, so you can still make money when the market sells off. And you might be asking, well, Ricky, how would you do that, right? If the market is selling off, doesn't that mean that everything else is selling off? Well, one of the big focuses that I have is trading SQs and TQs. And one of the things that we can look at is when the market goes up, /NQ, TQs goes up. As you guys can see, this thing has made a very steady climb, and this is a triple leveraged ETF. Something that you need to understand. This is not something that I would personally hold overnight. These do decay over time, and you just might want to become a little bit more familiar with it, especially before holding it. So like you see, TQs goes up when /NQ goes up. So if the market pulls back, then so will TQ. So the last time that it pulled back to the SMA line. We talked about it during our Sunday Stock Talk. And guess what? It began to push up, and it cleared over 20% just within about 7 to 10 days. So it's amazing. It could offer great return. But now that we're overbought, I like to focus on the inverse ETF. It's not that I'm gonna buy it right now. All I'm saying is, one of the things that you first need to notice is that this thing is consistently and aggressively downtrending over time. So if you are someone that maybe is not the best at risk management, this is probably not something that you want to do. But like we said, when the market pulls back, SQs goes up. So the really cool thing about this is if we zoom on in over here, and if we actually begin to get indication of the overall market pulling back, then we will slowly see SQs begin to pick right back up. It could offer a 5, 10, 15% return. But again, we still need to wait for confirmation on /NQ because all of this is dependent on the actual market selling off. So this is why it's so important that when you see obvious indication that, hey, we're a little bit more on the overbought side, we're not so much of a good deal anymore, it offers pullback potential. This is where then I can kind of collect my thoughts and better prepare for next week and simply build a watch list of, a series of ETFs, right? That might go up when the overall market pulls back, especially when we're a little bit more on the overbought side. There's so many, right? /NQ, SQs, and TQs are just the ones that follow, again, the NASDAQ future. There's the S&P 500, there's the Dow Jones. There's so many different options. I just wanted to do my part in sharing with you that when you begin to see indication that, hey, we're not so much of a good deal anymore, it wouldn't be the worst idea to better prepare. It doesn't mean that you have to take a trade against the overall market. It just means that you are then made aware that, hey, it wouldn't be much of a surprise if we actually do begin to see a pullback. So I just wanted to do my part in sharing with you what could potentially happen, especially as we recently did just hit 180-day highs. Feel free to share your open opinion down in the comment section. Do you see the market to be overbought enough and overextended enough that it wouldn't be such a surprise that it begins to pull back? Or is there specific news that you think that can act as a positive catalyst that will just continue to rally the market and make new highs and new highs and new lows as well? So let me know down below. I really hope that we earned your thumbs up. And again, the whole purpose of this video is just to better prepare you. And also a friendly little reminder, a lot of you guys were asking about the aluminum art that is always behind me when I trade live. We just released the Wall Street bear art, and also we just released the Golden Jeffrey, which is the $100 bill. Also, the Wall Street bull is now back in stock, and if you guys have ever taken a look into these are full aluminum and they come with the push-off pins as well, as you guys get to hear. And again, this is on the Shop TechBuds site, which is the third link down below. Don't forget to stay connected. We do run the largest Facebook group in the world for those who trade in the stock market with over 283,000 members, and that's that first link down below. Don't forget to subscribe. Again, I really hope that we earned your thumbs up. Wish you guys an amazing 3-day weekend, and a friendly reminder, this free time is a perfect time to better prepare for the opportunities that are to come next week. Like always, team, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy, team.